and welcome back to another exciting and British episode of the Movie Hoppers as we saw the new movie that the Brits put out and we're watching as well called Downton Abbey, based off the hit TV show also named Downton Abbey, coincidentally. And I am coming from a viewpoint where I did see part of the show the morning before I saw this movie, and that was the first time I saw the show. I didn't watch the whole thing. I just watched like 5 minutes of it. So yeah, that's my viewpoint. So I am judging this as a standalone product. How about you? You must be the Downton Abbey professional here. Picking up from my slack.
I've watched like every single episode. It's like crazy.
Thank God.
No, but
Ugh.
back when it first came out, like when we were in elementary school,
Whoa.
my grandmom used to come over in the mornings and she had like her laptop and was like watching it then, and then like I was watching it with her sometimes. But like I wasn't catching every episode, and like whenever I went over her house or something, and she had it on, I would like catch snippets of the episodes, but like I never followed it, mainly because I had no idea what was going on in the show. But other than that, like from what I can remember, it wasn't terrible. It wasn't bad. Like I think I liked it.
Yeah, well, it must have not been bad. I mean, there's a movie and a lot of people are seeing it. But from my standpoint, as somebody who never watched the show, I did not enjoy it. Because I could never get attached to anything, any character, any storyline, nothing. This movie literally made me feel no emotion at all, which is a big problem. There are more, fundamental problems I have with the movie, but, that's just my big thing. But how about you?
It really just felt like a long episode of the show. Like it didn't feel like a movie, like a standalone movie. It just felt like a 2-hour episode, like a season finale type thing.
Is that a bad thing?
I don't know because, like, it's not bad, but I didn't really know who the characters were.
Yeah.
I didn't know any, like, their motives per se, but I mean, like, their motives were more geared toward the like whole plot of the movie. So that like wasn't terrible. Like I knew what was going on, like they pretty much, but like their own personal, like I didn't know their personalities really.
Yeah.
And like all I got from anything in this movie was in the movie. It wasn't based upon what was from the series,
Yeah. Well, I also come in with a unique perspective because I watched this movie with two people that actually did watch the show, and they seem to like it, so yeah, I guess take that for what it's worth. But I do have some more fundamental problems than just me not being able to connect with it because I didn't watch the show, although that is my main problem. But I felt like the scenes in this movie felt very rushed. Like, it felt like they would just sit down at a table and be like, oh my gosh, the king and queen are coming to Downton. And it'll be like, oh my god. And then the one character would call another character wanker, and then the other character would say, you can't say wanker, say wanker. Wanker's our word. And then the scene would be over, and it just seemed like, I don't know. It just really seemed rushed to me. Like, just...
They were fast, but they
fast.
also repeated it many times. So,
Yeah.
I don't know. I guess it could like take it all together as a long, drawn out scene.
Yeah. But I'm not sure if that's how you're supposed to do it. Also, it seemed this movie seemed very fragmented to me. Like, there was just a lot of different things going on that just kind of did not connect to each other. I know why that is, because apparently the show, like, each episode was, like, centered around one character, and that doesn't really translate too well to a movie, so instead of just focusing on one thing, they decided to focus on many things. some of which really have no relation to each other, but they're not really separated out into their own things. They're interspliced together. So I felt like this movie didn't really have a lot of focus, especially when I didn't exactly know who was talking all the time and where they were and what storyline they were part of. So that was a problem with me. So I was lost, especially in the beginning sometimes. But what about you? What do you think about this one?
Yeah, it definitely was fragmented, but like I didn't think it was terrible, like being it like that. But like yeah, it definitely was like a little bit like off because
Yeah,
again, like I don't know these characters. Like I didn't know, like is this like completing an arc for them? Is this movie a finale or something like that? Because like I don't know.
well, well, one character got their arc completed for good, but we'll not talk about that to spoiler talk. Um, but yeah, I guess I come from a very similar viewpoint. So this movie is very heavily dependent on you seeing the show, having watched the show, is what we're getting at here. So
Yeah,
don't just walk in like us, totally like never watch the show except in passing. That's you won't get it. And you know how I said I would see this movie in Dolby?
hmm,
Well, that didn't happen, but I kind of got a similar experience. I saw this in a regular theater, but that theater was also attached to an IMAX theater playing Ad Astra. So, what would happen is I would be sitting there watching, them talking about soup, and the Ad Astra is such a loud movie. It's such a loud movie that the fucking theater was shaking, and you could hear like a low rumbling noise the entire time, and the ceiling was like fucking falling on our heads. It was the most intense way to watch the movie. Just everything was shaking the whole entire time. So I feel like I got the Dolby experience, and yeah, I wouldn't recommend it because I thought we were gonna die. Because it actually sounded like a rocket was taking off in the other room. So yeah, that was my experience watching this movie. But I
but
was
other
just
than listening to Ed Astra, did you enjoy your experience in the theater?
um no, I did not enjoy this
Wow.
movie. Did you enjoy it?
I mean, I kind of liked it.
Okay. I
Like, it kind of made me want to rewatch it, like watch the actual show.
Yeah, that this didn't do that for me. Uh, but again, like I said, I was just completely unable to have any emotional reaction to any storyline, to any character, to any arc, to anything at all. Just completely unable. I was emotionless the whole time. I was very bored.
You didn't even like try to branch out and be like piece together.
No,
Why would they be doing
well,
this?
no, it's not that I didn't
They
try.
explained a lot of things like in
Yeah,
the movie.
no, no,
It was like, yes, I have to do this thing because back in the day, this one person did this one thing, and that led my entire family to do this whole thing, and then it comes down to me to finish what they started or
well,
whatever,
it's
you
not.
know?
It's not that I didn't understand it. I understood the movie. It's just that I was unable. I just didn't feel anything. It was like you in that movie, Blinded by the Light. You understood what was happening, but it didn't
Right.
really. It didn't really give you any emotional reaction. So you're just kind of sitting there, like staring at a wall. It was like that
Yeah.
for me, except with this movie instead of a quality film like Blinded by the Light, Oscar material. Um, but yeah, I was just I had the same feeling. I just felt like I was staring at a wall. It's not that it's not for lack of trying and it's not for lack of understanding. It just wasn't clicking for me. Just didn't click into place. So
Hmm.
I just felt like I was watching a bunch of disconnected vignettes. Very, very entertaining. And I do get what you were saying. This movie did feel like like a TV show, despite the fact that I had a $20 million budget. You could tell. Um, I'm kind of overly sensitive to this sometimes, but you could tell from like the shots that it had a bigger budget than a TV show, but just just I guess the whole story, it didn't really feel big or impactful enough. When I guess usually when they adapt a TV show to film, it's like the fucking world is ending and the main characters they have to do something about it, to give it an excuse. And here, maybe because I had no emotional reaction to anything, but I just did not feel like there was enough weight to what was going on. But I don't know. Did you feel
The
like
biggest
this?
issue is that the royals are coming to eat food.
Yeah, yeah.
Uh-oh!
Oh
The king
no,
and queen are gonna come to our house and eat our food.
this is the worst possible
And they're
scenario.
bringing their own staff.
Well, we
Oh my god.
we get to take the day off. This can't happen. We just can't take the day off for some reason.
I want to serve the royals. I
Yeah.
do.
That's my job.
It's my job.
It's my job. I want to do it. My life
What the
is
heck?
boring. My life is boring, and I want to tell my kids about something on the off chance that I have kids. So you can say that you gave whatever Queen Victoria, I don't fucking know, soup one time, and that's the highlight of your life.
I polished the spoon that was eventually given to the king.
That's amazing.
Isn't that amazing?
Yeah.
No? Well, I don't know what to say then.
I guess really what the argument comes down to, and what I'm watching, what I'm seeing people talk about on the internet, is how a movie like Downton Abbey shapes up with a movie like The Queen's Corgi in terms of British cinema.
Obviously, Queen's Corgi
Obviously,
is number one.
always coming to America sometime soon. It got made PG for some suggestive material. What a classic! Can't wait to watch that one again on the big screen.
Yep.
What a
Can't wait.
But back to a lesser film. Yeah, I also kind of got Did you ever see the movie The Favorite?
No.
Oh, okay, this movie reminded me of that one because it's like all movies like about Victorian times, about rich people. They all blend together for me. They all feel like the same movie, like they're in the same cinematic universe, despite the fact that yeah.
Definitely.
But this
Like,
is
what are
definitely
you gonna
different.
do? What are you gonna do with them?
Yeah.
You're gonna royals and servants. One's lesser, and the other one is like, oh, I'm a royal. So, woo. I gotta do stuff. Well,
That's
the
the
servants
plot.
are not having. The servants have to do something. Oh, whoa! And then the whole story is based off servants having to do something, and then, whoop, they did it.
Whoa.
Wow, they did it. Whoa, credits.
Whoa. Amazing.
Amazing.
But also in the theater, I heard a good bit of laughter from the audience at the silly little quips that they would say, the little
Yeah.
stabs, like they would say.
Whips.
It had quips.
Mhm.
The old ladies quip. Like one person would be like, "Oh man, I got to take the bone out of the chicken tonight, so the queen can eat it." And the old lady, Miss Maggie Smith, that's the actress name, would be like, "Huh, at least you're getting some bone, am I right?" Except it would be a lot less crass and a lot more British. But you know what I'm saying? They would just
Yeah.
jab at. Did you laugh during this movie?
I chuckled a couple times because,
Okay.
every time Maggie Smith made a quip, I'm just like, my grandma. That's my grandma and her sister. That's my grandma and aunt. Just like going at it. They're like going at it. I'm like, yeah, yeah. That's my grandma. Love you, Grammy. Shout out to my Grammy. Okay, love you. Shout out to my aunt too. Oh my god.
I bet they're avid viewers. I bet they're
Yeah,
gonna see
I
this.
listen every time.
Yes, of course. But yeah,
They totally know how to use Spotify and any internet service ever.
of
They're
course.
like they're super well versed in everything technology.
Dude, the older the wiser.
Hmm.
It's like that. But it yeah, I don't think anybody that this movie is meant for knows how to use the internet, so we might not get a lot of views on this one. But it do you want to get into spoiler talk? Do you have anything else to say before we get into spoiler talk?
No, let's hop into it.
Okay, so first we gotta talk about episode 3. I think in our series of gay people in distressing situations. Um,
At
yeah,
least this one wasn't terrible, you know?
yeah,
At least this one was like cool. Nothing bad happened.
yeah. Had a happy ending
To
despite
a
the
point.
yeah, you know,
To the one person, nothing bad happened to.
yeah.
But to the rest of the people that got busted in the gay
You're
bar,
not supposed to think of them.
we don't know what happened to them.
Look, it's supposed to be a happy movie. Don't think what's happening to them. Although today, the day after I saw this movie, I was definitely thinking what happened to them. And I was like, oh geez, that's pretty morbid. It would have been a lot better if he could just like, bail everyone out, but
Yeah. Like 1920s weren't the best times.
Yeah, you know. In the I guess in the top 10 years to be gay, I don't think the 1920s would make that list. But
Yeah.
that's just me personally. I don't know. Very subjective. We gotta see what Watch Mojo says when they make the list. But I don't think anything prior to like the 80s is gonna make that list.
Anything prior to the 2000s
Yeah.
probably
Well,
would make this list.
like in the 70s before AIDS, there was like pretty good momentum. Like
And like,
but then AIDS happened.
yeah. And then like really early, like silent movie era. Like, and like, but like kind of, it was like the very early silent movie where it's like dudes can be like really close friends with dudes, and like that's super chill. But like something happened, and then it's like, that's like weird, dude. I think
Yeah.
the Catholic Church got involved in movies or something. I think
Well,
that's the thing, and then it's like, no, that's gay.
well, I
That's gay.
think when silent movies were coming out, people didn't even really acknowledge gayness as like a thing. It was still like, you know, just nothing. It didn't really exist. That's like, well, that I guess what you're saying is,
It exists, but it wasn't popular. It
yeah.
wasn't like
Well, I
everyone coming out, and it was like, that's a little funky, dude. But like,
yeah,
I'm not gonna persecute you for anything because like that's your biz.
yeah.
But as soon as like people were like, that's wrong, that's gross, gross, disgusting. People were like, oh, that's gross, that's disgusting. I guess it is because
Yeah.
we can't have free thought, you know.
Nope. But
Bad.
back to the movie. Do, do you do you think in the Downton Abbey universe those people live to see gay people like be seen as okay?
Okay, I don't know. Maybe. I don't know. I guess. I don't know. I hope so. That'd be cool if
Yeah.
it did.
Yeah,
But,
the part where they
you know-
said maybe one day people will think maybe people one day people will think will see bleh, maybe one day people will see the way we're thinking. Do you think that ever happened? Do you think maybe in Downton Abbey too that'll happen? I don't know. This is making money. They'll probably okay. Let's stop talking about this. Let's talk.
I think they stopped making episodes though.
They did. They stopped making episodes a while ago.
Yeah.
But
So, I mean, I guess.
Downton Abbey too. But anyway, back to the movie.
Yeah. Okay. I found the video. It's history of homosexuality on film, and it's like that was the video that I watched,
Wow.
based on what I said before. Yeah, because like everything was like chill before like something happened. Because I don't remember what happened, and then it was like, that's weird now. So it's like,
No.
oh, it's weird now. Okay. But
No,
anyway,
here's what happened. One day, two guys were having gay sex and they made eye contact, and they're just like, "Wait a second, something's wrong here."
they weren't wearing socks.
Yeah, they weren't wearing socks.
One of them wasn't wearing socks, and it's
Yeah.
like, oh, what the
Wait a
heck?
second.
You aren't wearing your socks.
No, yeah, that must have been around the time the Bible was released.
Yeah,
But anyway, back to the
Bible
movie.
just ruined everything, man.
Back to the movie. The what one thing I guess I had a problem with was there were some times where it was like, hey, we're gonna introduce a new story arc, and then they don't really do a good job playing it out. Either they start it too late, or they end it too early, or like that one scene where that girl's like, I'm gonna sell Downton, and that was just completely solved within that very scene, even though that could have very easily been like a main conflict, and that would have been interesting morally, and that could have been a very, very good thing, you know, especially after the main person said that she's basically gonna go away to die. That would have been like a very good conclusion to that arc. But nope, it
Yeah.
was just for one scene and it had no purpose, and I don't even know why it happened. So yeah, that's my rant about this movie's arcs that it does not fulfill. And yeah, that's my rant.
Well, what can you do?
What
You
can
know,
you do? Yeah, like I said, too fragmented. Feels like a bunch of episodes of a TV show slammed together. But you know,
why didn't they just make this an episode? Like, why don't they just make a next season or something and
look,
then just do this?
look, episodes of a TV show don't make $31 million in a weekend. They just don't. That just doesn't happen. Yeah, this movie's making a lot of money, but like, okay,
Well, maybe they'll use the money they get from this to make another season. Who
yeah.
knows?
No, they're gonna make a second one
Yeah.
probably.
Hmm?
I don't know. They'll probably just make a second movie. That's what I'm thinking.
Maybe. And address half the arcs in the first one and then introduce more arcs that aren't
Dude,
fulfilled.
I just thought about something. Downton Abbey is just like those reality TV shows like the Jersey Shore and stuff, but in olden times. It's like the same thing.
Yeah.
Dude, that's crazy. Now I gotta
But
see this movie again.
Yeah.
Just to come up with that new artistic perspective. What do you think about Maggie Smith dying?
Rip Maggie Smith.
Yeah, that was sad. It was like, I'm going to die. And that was that. But, you know, the scene was also super rushed anyway. And then they all danced, and everyone was happy.
Everyone was happy. Good
Of-
happy ending.
They had to be happy, except the gay people still in jail.
Yeah.
Maybe that was an after credit scene I just didn't stay around for. Just showed them still there. That would have been a wake up call. But I mean, you know, even with the whole gay arc, that was also, I felt like, underdeveloped and very introduced too late and then ended too early. I mean,
Well, I think it was in the earlier seasons because I remember.
I know he was gay in the show. Apparently, he was a huge asshole in the show because he was always so alone.
Yeah. And then,
But-
I think I remember either, I don't know if it was him, but some character in, like, the earlier season was gay. And I was like, because all I remember is, like, watching the laptop with my grandma, and it was a scene where they kiss, and she just, like, looks at me, and she's like, I don't think you should have seen that. And then puts it away. I'm
Takes out like the Men in
okay.
Black thing. Look into the light, please.
I'm okay. And that was that.
Yes.
Is my family the greatest? Like
It
they
is.
love the gays.
Oh man. If you don't know mine, but maybe if we ever do an episode on a Simpsons movie, I'll talk about my experiences. But anyway, so yeah, again, just a lot of things too late happened too late, like how the gay people were accepted just too late. Um, but how about you?
Yeah,
I have been leading this conversation ever since spoiler talk. You say something that you couldn't say before.
I don't know. Like I kind of already said everything that like I was kind of like irked about. Like it felt like an episode,
Uh huh.
like a bunch of episodes, and yeah. But otherwise, I liked it. You know,
Yeah. Well, I guess
it
that's
was
where the
it
dividing
was
line
kind of
is.
like a bunch of happy, like feel good episodes squished together very quickly, and I don't know. It was nice. I don't know,
Yeah.
but that doesn't make it good. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, here's the thing. That's what I expect. That's what I expected my reaction to be. I expected just to be happy, and just be like, hey, that made me feel good. That was a, happy-go-lucky film. But I just did not feel any emotion. I was just emotionless the whole time. I laughed like twice, and that was the extent of my emotions. So I can't even say I got that chemical release in my brain. I just came up with nothing.
Mm.
But I guess that's where we disagree on this film. What anything else? Anything else we gotta say about this one? Any other things you were irked about or whatever?
That dressmaker, like the Queen's
Yeah.
dressmaker, looked really familiar, and I couldn't piece where I've seen her before. And all I kept thinking was that she looked like the dude from 80 Days Around, like around the world, around the world in 80 days. And I just kept thinking that.
Wait. I'm gonna see if I can find her. There's like 16
Like
million actors in this movie.
I couldn't remember where she was from. Like I don't remember where she came. I don't remember where I've seen her.
Wait a
But
second.
yeah, like all I kept thinking was that she looked like the dude from Around the World in 80 Days.
Wait, is
I'm
it
like,
Elizabeth McGovern? Oh, that
hold
kind of
on,
looks like a.
I don't know.
I don't know. Like, Jesus Christ, all these people look the same. So many people in this movie. Jesus. I don't know. That kind of looks like her. What was she in? She was in Downton Abbey, Clash of the Titans, Kick-Ass. I don't know any of these other movies. Oh, she was in The Wife. But you probably didn't see that. I did. I don't know if you'll be able to find the person. Like I said, there's like 16 million people in this movie, so it's like hard to find a specific person. But anyway, so we don't have a lot of dead air. Anything else? Anything else you gotta say about this one?
Not really.
Yeah, I
I don't know.
guess.
Like, there's not much. I don't know. Like, there's not a lot to talk
Yeah.
about because like the whole thing was just based off of the people coming to eat food,
Yep.
and like that was the whole movie.
Yeah.
That was the whole 2 hours of them. They're like, oh, I want to serve them. Oh, well, I want to serve them. Well, looks like we can both serve them at the same time. Oh, wow.
Yeah. I
We
heard
did
that
it.
the characters in this movie kind of acted uncharacteristic, like the like apparently the servants would have never done that in real life. Well, not in real life, but like in the movie. So but that's just me. Do you want to give it a number rating?
Sure. You go first.
Oh, man.
You don't like this movie.
Well, here's the thing. Usually I say, look, if it gets a 6, that's a recommend. If it doesn't, well, it's just crap. But I'm gonna have to make an exception because I'm gonna assume that most people that want to see this movie have seen the show. So I'm going to give it a 3, but recommend it.
How gracious.
At the same time to fans of the show. But if you have not seen the show and you want to watch it as a standalone product, I do not recommend it. It's like staring at a wall, but I can still respect it for what it is, and I can acknowledge that I am not the target audience for this movie at all. And I still feel like it gets done what it sets out to do, despite the fact that I am not entertained with what it was set out to do. So yeah. How about you? You apparently like this movie. Give it your rating.
Yeah. So I like this movie, albeit it had a couple flaws, but other than that, it brought me back. It was like, well, kicked me in the ass with a little bit of nostalgia, so that was nice.
Reminded you of homosexuality.
What?
I said it reminded you of homosexuality, because that's where you learned it from, right? Downton Abbey? Without Downton Abbey.
Yeah. Actually, I think that was my first, encounter with it.
Whoa.
To be honest.
Whoa. This is historic. So your grandma was right.
In what?
That, well, I guess that, you didn't know it before. Wait, how old were you when you saw it, though?
Oh, wow. I don't know. When was the first season?
2010 was the first season.
So, that's 7?
7.
7.
Oh. Yeah, I probably didn't know what homosexuality was when I was 7. So, yeah.
So, what? That's first grade?
Huh. Yeah, I guess we should also praise it for how daring a movie intended for old Christian women to have a gay character in that. That's pretty ballsy.
Yeah, but then they just say,
yeah.
You shouldn't have seen that, and close the laptop.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I guess from her perspective, she was technically right because you didn't know about it before. I was thinking you were 12 or something, and I was like, oh, you obviously knew that before. She's just dumb. But no, I guess not.
No.
But anyway, give it your rating. Number,
Yeah.
go.
Number rating. I liked it, so 5.5.
5.5.
Or maybe 6. I don't know.
You don't even recommend it? You
5.5, closer to 6. I'll do 6.
Okay,
you know
closer
what? I'll
to
do 6.
I'll let you slide. So yeah, that was a Downton Abbey review.
Yep. It was a movie.
I'm probably gonna review Ad Astra tomorrow with some special guests. Because I also saw that the same day in IMAX. And do you know who Cinema Score is?
No.
So
Is that? Hold on. That's Max, right?
No, not Max.
Not Rax. What's his name?
No, his name is Max. But that I just used him for the picture.
Okay.
It's like
Is that-
this.
Oh.
It's
I don't know. Maybe. I think so. I don't know.
No, it's not
Whatever.
Max.
It's something.
It's like this company that
Yeah.
polls people that watch the movie and they give it an overall rating from exit polls. And yeah, the first out of the hundreds of movies I've seen, this is the first time I got questioned by them, and they asked me, "What do you rate the movie?" And I was like, "Hey, well, I'm not gonna tell you what I rated it, but I was like, hey, I didn't even know they came here because this is like a suburb. I don't know why they bothered going here, But yeah, I thought that was pretty neat because I contributed to an industry scale. So yeah, I felt pretty important.
Whoa.
Yeah, thank you. So, yep, that's coming out tomorrow, probably, maybe. But yep, thank you guys for watching, and goodbye.
See ya.